Oh my fucking god, bro. I just tried recording a video, but it ended up being an hour long. And usually when I trim it down, it usually becomes like 20 or 30 minutes, but still, I want to make shorter videos from now on, so I'm gonna try and keep this one short and sweet. Lately, I've been feeling kind of lonely in terms of finding communities that sort of represent what I believe in, whether it's politically or spiritually, or lack thereof. I'm not a very spiritual person because I'm agnostic, but I feel like in the year 2025, you're either on one end of the spectrum or the other end. Horseshoe theory. And I feel like these days a lot of people don't have a lot of time for nuanced beliefs. Like with the incel community, for example, I consider myself black-pilled, but I feel like I wouldn't belong there because, truth be told, I'm a fake cell. I'm still a virgin, sure, but I'm still a fake cell. I've had experience with women, but not enough to the point where I'd be considered a normie, if that makes sense. So I'm too normie for outcasts because I'm a fake cell, but at the same time, I still wouldn't get along with normies because I'm too black-pilled. And I feel like this sort of spills into virtually every other aspect of my life as well, in terms of communities that revolve around ideologies. Neo-Nazism, for example. I've always been very fascinated by it. That's why I hang out with Black Ops. There's a lot of stuff that I do agree with them on, like the Great Replacement theory, the Jewish influence, Jews running the entire world, stuff like that. That I do agree with. I also have a very, very racist sense of humor, so that helps me get along with those types. But even then, I don't think that acknowledging the Jewish influence necessarily makes you a neo-Nazi, though. Dude, I'm brown. I feel like even though I agree with them on some shit, like they still wouldn't accept me, which is fair enough. Like, I'm not fucking white. I mean, no shit, right? I mean, color me colored. The racist community is racist? What? I think it'd be pretty silly to call me a white nationalist anyway, considering I'm a brown man living in a white country, and I'm not fucking off to India or Fiji or something. I mean, I know I was born here in Australia, but that's not really my point. Not that that matters. But yeah, if I really was fully committed to the cause of neo-Nazism, like, wouldn't I fuck off to India or Fiji or something? Because, Fiji, that's where my parents were born. So, maybe not neo-Nazi. I think I'm more of a civic nationalist. I think that's the label I'm the most comfortable with. Not that I'm an expert in politics. I'm not even gonna pretend that I'm a knowledgeable person. I'm actually very insecure about my intelligence. Politics isn't exactly my place. It's not where I belong. I belong in that old school 2016 YouTube telling life stories and the occasional rant. Even if I sometimes do hold views that do go against neo-Nazism, I respect them a lot. Like homosexuality, for example. I don't have a problem with that, personally. I don't understand it, being a straight man, but I don't really care what someone else does in their own bedroom. I think it only becomes a problem once it goes woke, and I know that word is overused a lot, but I think there's a big difference between being woke and simply being gay. I think wokeness is a Jewish psyop, whereas being gay is just I think it's pretty harmless by itself. I think it only becomes a problem once you start involving kids into it. And then you politicize sexuality and then you make it agenda driven. I think that's when it becomes harmful. And I'm sure many of my bi friends would agree with me on that one, like Port, Disco, Jacked Goblin. And I hate using that card. Like, oh, I'm not racist, I have a black friend. You know, I know that saying has sort of been memeified, but I feel like it's a very valid, that's fair enough, that's a valid point. As long as everyone's consenting adults, I don't really care what people do. I've always been an advocate of personal choice. Although I don't agree with getting, what's it called? Like whatever tranny surgery is called, which might seem contradictory to what I just said before, being an advocate of personal choice, but to a point, I don't want to give so much personal freedom that it leads to people enabling their own mental illnesses, because that's how I perceive transgenderism. I just perceive it as a mental illness. I think it doesn't really matter if you chop off your dick or dress up like an anime girl. If you're a man, you're still a man, no matter how many modifications you make on yourself. So I don't see it as healthcare, as the Redditors like to call it. I just see it as enabling people's mental illnesses. I sort of see it as the same thing as enabling a schizophrenic, telling him that his imaginary friends are actually real. So, referring back to the title of this video, I feel like that title, it sort of spills into that realm as well. Because on one hand, I don't really see anything morally wrong with homosexuality. So that means alt-right people would hate me. But at the same time, because I have my opinion on transgenderism being a mental illness, I feel like everyone on the left would hate me. So that's why you have people like that Twitter guy who was a fan of my Ace Attorney videos shitting on me, claiming that I betrayed my old fans because I'm not a rainbow flag waving faggot. So it kind of feels like, yeah, it makes me feel left out. But I suppose that's what happens when you're join communities that revolve around ideologies. I mean, there's bound to be echo chambers pretty much everywhere. That's why I like parkrun so much. Everyone's so fucking chill. I was wearing a Club Penguin hoodie and this random guy and this woman were asking me about it, and I ended up talking to them about mid-2000s nostalgia. Although I think I made them feel pretty old, because they didn't feel any nostalgia towards the mid-2000s at all. They were pretty old. I think the guy was in like his 40s or 50s, and I think the woman was maybe in her 30s or 40s maybe. So yeah, that's why I like parkrun. It's not political, but I think the internet died when people weren't allowed to say nigger anymore without being cancelled. It's, yeah, I find it quite sad. I really miss that part of the internet. It still sort of exists. I mean, I've been doom scrolling Twitter a lot lately, even though it's probably bad for my mental health. And it's nice to see people constantly fight over the most stupid shit, but I feel like I need to moderate my time doom scrolling on that. I think it's causing me genuine brain damage or brain rot or whatever. So it's nice that they're Joe-pilled. It's nice that they're speaking out against hypergamy, but I guess I want to balance my real life and the internet life. I swear Twitter is a psyop. It's got such a hold on me. It's the same with Reddit, right? I complain about Redditors so much on this channel, yet I still keep using it. Yo, is this person fucking retarded?
Yo, is this person fucking retarded?